Chaos on the campaign trail. Donald Trump prepares to turn himself in and fight his charges.
With TikTok in the hot seat, millions of users begin the search for a new home.
And if you're looking for a ticket to the NCAA championship, you're in luck. We'll tell you more today.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Armando Berry.
And I'm Sydney Jolivet. The first grade teacher shot by a 6-year-old student in her Virginia classroom earlier this year is suing the school board and administrators. Abigail Zwainer says the district knew about the student's history of random violence and didn't act properly despite concerns that the boy had a firearm in his possession. The shooting on January 6 left Zwainer hospitalized after a bullet went through her hand and into her chest. The lawsuit alleges staff and administrators knew the child was violent at home and his parents refused to put him in a special education classrooms. Attempts to reach staff for comment were unsuccessful.
The suspected Chinese spy balloon that crossed into the U.S. earlier this year was able to transmit information to Beijing. Sources say the balloon was able to send information back to Beijing in real time. The U.S. was aware of the balloon's path and was able to protect sensitive sites and censor some signals before the balloon was able to pick them up, officials say. The FBI is still examining the balloon, but officials have been able to gather additional information about how it worked, including algorithms used for the balloon software explaining how it was powered and designed.
Former President Donald Trump and his legal team are setting up for a fight this week when he becomes the first president or former president to be charged with a crime. Meanwhile, Trump is continuing his campaign for the 2024 election. Gloria Pazmino takes a look at what the former president plans to do next.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to turn himself into a Manhattan court Tuesday, where he will become the first former or current president to be charged with a crime. Trump is facing over 30 counts related to business fraud following an investigation into a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels days before the 2016 election.
This was a personal expenditure, not a campaign expenditure.
While the official charges are not yet known, Trump's legal team is setting up for a fight.
The team will look at every potential issue that we will be able to challenge, and we will challenge it.
Trump has been active on his social media, calling the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg politically motivated and claiming the judge overseeing his case, quote, hates him. Bragg's predecessor says these statements could strengthen the case against him.
I would be mindful of not committing some other criminal offense like obstruction of governmental administration, which is interfering with or by threat or otherwise the operation of government.
Trump is in the middle of his latest bid for the presidency, and his newest challenger, former governor of Arkansas Asa Hutchinson, says the multiple investigations into Trump are telling to voters.
It should give Americans pause.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
I really thought the weather was going to be nice and stay nice, but the sirens that I heard outside had me planning for a possible apocalypse.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Sydney. When the weather gets bad outside, I find me a good movie and I watch it until I go to sleep. But hey, Peter, can you catch me up a little bit about what those warnings are about?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. North Texas has a really great system of warning people when bad weather is nearby. Luckily enough, as our weather anchor, I'm always able to be kind of up to date on whatever the weather is expected to be in the area. So I don't usually get caught off guard myself, but I know last semester if I was outside and there was really bad weather, I had to rely on our weather siren system. The outdoor weather sirens in North Texas are great at alerting vulnerable people outdoors when dangerous weather is nearby. They're designed for people who are still outside when that bad weather hits. So don't be worried if you're sleeping through them or if you can't hear them when you're inside. The sirens are also used to alert people for severe thunderstorms with winds that are like at or above about 70 miles an hour, or hail that's bigger than a quarter. So it's not just for tornadoes, but that's what we see them get used for mostly. City officials can also decide to use the sirens if they just deem the situation an emergency. But anyway, moving on, let's just take our first look at what our weather is going to be today. It's 79 right now. It does feel like 83. It feels really warm outside, and it is going to get a lot warmer, but we'll look at that a little bit later. 15-mile-an-hour winds, not too bad, and it's sunny outside. But moving into tonight, you'll see that that sun is going to obviously turn into the moon in my nice little graphic here, but the clouds are going to roll in on top of the moon. It's going to get down to 70, which is not that much cooler than it already is. It's going to feel like 72, so it's still going to feel pretty warm. The wind is going to slow down just a little bit. And then looking to tomorrow, we're going to see those clouds are going to stay just partly cloudy tomorrow. We might see a small chance of rain. I'll talk about that more later as well. It'll be up to 85 tomorrow, so pretty warm, but I think not as warm as today. We're still kind of looking at the season is changing. It's getting pretty warm now, but and then 20-mile-an-hour winds. So speed up, but it's going to feel like 85 anyway. So just be aware that it's going to be pretty warm tomorrow. Maybe put some sunscreen on, even despite the clouds. But anyway, that's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Some decent weather ahead. Thanks, Peter. We've all heard of cat burglars, but what about criminal chickens? Over the weekend, Dallas police seized thousands of chickens believed to be involved in cockfighting. During their response to a shooting call, officers stumbled upon what they described as thousands of chickens that were being trained to fight. While there are currently no suspects related to the animal cruelty case, one man was arrested and charged in regards to the shooting.
Apparently, the star power of Taylor Swift was just too much, and the city of Arlington is moving forward with plans to build a massive transit system to ease travels to and from downtown Dallas and Fort Worth. Arlington Mayor Jim Ross said the city is looking at both long-term and short-term solutions, including high-speed rail and rapid bus systems. Ross said the plan has been in the works for years, but things are finally starting to go in motion.
The WWE has officially combined with its competitor, the UFC, to become the heavyweight champion of the world in wrestling entertainment.
Our sports anchor, Charles Ware, has more on this massive merge. Charles?
That's right. World Wrestling Entertainment has merged with Endeavor Group, the parent company of Ultimate Fighting Championship, to become the place to watch wrestling. The deal values the newly combined company at over $21 billion, as UFC is worth $12.1 billion and WWE is worth $9.3 billion. Vince McMahon will remain the executive chairman of the combined company, which doesn't yet have a name. He recently stepped down as CEO for WWE for a hush money and sexual harassment scandal. If this new company can make something new and exciting, maybe we'll see a resurgence in wrestling entertainment in the near future.
Thanks, Corey. I was a huge WWE kid. But $1.4 billion on the line for Denton ISD. We'll take a deep dive into the massive bond when we come back.
And big changes to the Mean Green basketball program. We'll tell you more today.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
Has the weight of stress and anxiety ever felt too heavy to overcome? Wish there was a safe place to confide in? Wish granted. At UNT, we offer counseling and testing services to students located on the 3rd floor of Chestnut Hall. UNT, we're here for you.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No so fast.
This story is going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
In the first school meeting of the year, Denton ISD announced a $1.4 billion bond. If approved, the package will help Denton ISD stay ahead of its rapid growth. Armando Berry has more information regarding the massive deal the district is deciding on. Armando?
Hey, Sydney, there are 3 different propositions that the school board will vote for on May 9th. Plan A costs $1.2 billion and will replace 2 elementary schools and fund 5 more educational buildings. It will also renovate or add practice fields and playgrounds, as well as upgrade or expand security camera systems. Plan B, well, that costs $119 million and would touch every classroom in Denton ISD with things like adding interactive digital chalkboards for teachers and a new Chromebook for every student. Plan C costs $5.2 million and would fund improvements to the press box, dressing rooms, storage facilities, and parking lot lighting for the district's football stadium, C.H. Collins Athletic Complex. The district's last bond package was $750 million in 2018, but advisory member Amy Jones says a historical surplus like this is necessary so they can provide for the kids before they get here.
Thanks, Armando. TikTok currently has more than 150 million active users in the U.S., but lawmakers are looking to ban the app. Now, small business owners and influencers who rely on the platform for a major portion of their profits are being forced to explore other options. So where will all these users go if the next app disappears? Reporter Shelly Malashi takes a look at which platforms could benefit and how TikTok creators are responding.
Creators, businesses, and influencers are finding themselves in limbo as Congress considers a ban on TikTok if its Chinese owners don't sell their stake in the app.
I have to continue to grow the business. And right now, TikTok is the platform that's been amazing. And I love, love, love TikTok.
Ella Livingston is one of more than 150 million monthly U.S. users on TikTok, using the platform to grow her chocolate business called Coco Asante.
We always know that a platform can be gone just like that. And so we are always prepared to pivot. And if it's not TikTok, it's going to be another platform.
And she's not the only one ready to move. Influencers who use TikTok as a primary way of generating revenue are already speculating about where they'll go next.
Here's a few right here: Clapper, Huddles, and Likey, to name a few.
So who stands to benefit from a possible ban? Experts say American tech companies with features similar to TikTok. Meta's Facebook and Instagram allow users to create 15-second video clips called Reels. YouTube has a feature called Shorts. Snapchat Spotlight highlights entertaining videos.
We'll be able to see
and even Spotify has a TikTok-like video feed with recommended music and other content. TikTok's parent company ByteDance is based in Beijing, and the push to ban the app is driven by concerns about national security.
There's an immediate threat via TikTok from the Chinese Communist Party.
Earlier this month, the CEO of TikTok said the Chinese government had never asked for U.S. user data, and even if they did, the company wouldn't provide it. For Consumer Watch, I'm Shelly Malashi.
Hey, Sydney, I've been meaning to tell you this, but I finally got the chance to take your advice and read a book by the pool. It was perfect outside.
That's nice. I cannot relate because I was busy all weekend, so outside didn't see me once. But hopefully, with some good weather, that might change this week. Let's see what Peter has to say, how the week will look.
Thanks again, guys. Yeah, I know it's warming up a little bit. We're feeling those effects. I do want to point out it's 79 in Denton right now, but it is 83 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just a little bit warmer in the city. It's 83 and 82 over in Graham and Stevensville in the east over there. But then over here in the west, it's actually not too bad. It's 77 and 78, which is the temperatures I like a little bit more. Once it starts hitting 80, it's getting a little bit too warm for me. But as we look at our larger area, we'll see those temperatures are kind of just continuing in general. We've got 76 up in Oklahoma City, really nice, 79 in Denton again. 80 in Shreveport, though. It looks like this, our Texas, like smaller region that we like to look at first, is just a little bit cooler than the rest of our area, and you'll see 76 over in El Paso, but 85 up in Abilene, so keep in mind we've got just different temperatures across the map. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, it seems like today, but it's warming up. Anyway, looking at our 7-day forecast, just to look ahead a bit, you'll see 85 tomorrow, low of 69, so it's going to be the warmest it's going to be all week tomorrow with a 40% chance of rain. Not too high percent that it's actually going to rain, but just keep that in mind. On Wednesday, those clouds are going to clear back up. We'll still have a chance of rain that'll move through the rest of the week here, but I don't think we're going to actually see any rain actually fall. And then look at Thursday there. It's going to get a little bit cooler. It's going to have a little tiny cold front, as I keep bringing up, that we see happening at some point in our week usually, but that's not going to have too much of an effect. It's going to be right as you wake up, and then it's going to be back to 70s as we see throughout the rest of the week. But that's what I have for weather for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Peter. Denton is known for its music scene, and this month, the sounds of the city will be in the national spotlight. We'll tell you more in a bit.
And more for these young students, the Final Four was more than just a basketball game. We've got the story today.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No so fast.
This story's going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
If you're from the Denton area, you might know just how incredible the local music scene is here, right, Sydney?
No, not right. You know, for someone that's about to graduate and I know very little about this college town, that is something that I would actually love to experience. Let's go to our Positively North Texas anchor, Elizabeth Moreno, who can tell us more about Denton's moment in the spotlight. Take it away, Elizabeth.
Thank you guys. Welcome to this week's edition of Positively North Texas. The National Public Radio's World Cafe program is putting Denton's music scene on the spotlight. In an attempt to bring smaller towns with huge musical impact to listeners, World Cafe host Renia Doris stated that telling the story of Denton musicians intrigued them. That's right, they will be featuring the Denton local music venue Dan Silverleaf and even our very own UNT's jazz program. World Cafe will also be featuring Denton-based bands Brave Combo and Midlake. The program is scheduled to broadcast on April 4th through 7th, and if you're wondering what to expect, the following rundown can prepare you for the broadcast. On Tuesday, April 4th, you can expect to learn about Dan Silverleaf's owner, Dan Monjica, how he opened his first bar in the 90s, and how he managed to create a welcoming space for musicians and audiences. The following broadcast on Wednesday, April 5th, will focus on the University of North Texas's collegiate jazz program. the Grammy nomination student ensemble, and their impact at a national level. Thursday and Friday's broadcast will be band interviews and features. Midlake will come first on April 6th broadcast, and Friday, April 7th is Brave Combo's feature. Now, if you're wondering how to tune in and listen, you can catch the Sense of Place Denton series on KXT-FM 91.7 during the World Cafe broadcast on weeknights at 11 p.m., or you can do so by tuning in online as well. How about that? I'm excited to tune in and hear the wonders about Denton's music scene. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm Elizabeth Moreno, and this has been Positively North Texas.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The NCAA's Read to Final Four is here in Dallas, and one group of third graders have already taken the title. The literacy competition encourages third grade classrooms in North Texas to log as many minutes reading as they can for a chance to visit the American Airlines Center, where a winner was crowned. The finalists were schools from Dallas, Richardson, and Mesquite, but Seabourn Elementary from Mesquite ISD were crowned champions. For some students, it's the greatest accomplishment they've had. One student said they read at least 30 pages every day. That's impressive. Seabourn is very excited that her students are motivated and engaged in reading, and they are preparing to be leaders in their community.
You know, I think a literacy competition like that could be beneficial here at UNT. Do you think Mr. Smashkiss would be cool with that?
You know, I think we all know what the real thing is here. You just want to go to the game. It's okay. There's no shame in that.
Okay, you caught me. But stay tuned, and I'll catch you up on what went down yesterday at the American Airlines Center during the Women's NCAA Championship after the break.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh? Eh?
Ross Hodge has been selected as the next head coach for UNT's men's basketball. The 22-year coaching vet has spent the last 6 seasons as associate head coach under Grant McCaslin. While working under McCaslin, the Mean Green posted a 136-65 record with 3 Conference USA championships, 3 programs' first NCAA tournament victory, the 2023 NIT Championship, and the 2018 College Basketball Invitational Championship. Hodge has big shoes to fill, but the UNT fans can expect similar team to the ones we've seen in the last few years. And LSU won the NCAA women's title versus Iowa State right here in Dallas with a final score of 102-85. LSU coach Kim Mulkey had been trying to temper expectations all season, adding 9 new players and it being only her 2nd year coaching. Truly no one knew what to expect. Star forward Angel Reese taunted Iowa's star player and the National Player of the Year, Caitlin Clark. The two teams were competitive for most of the game before LSU really broke it open during the second half. Seat prices at men's March Madness have plummeted since last year's tournament, while tickets to women's games have soared above the men's games. The average price for a seat at the men's Final Four between Florida Atlantic and San Diego State, as well as the game between Miami and UConn, is $135, while $97 less than a seat to the women's Final Four. Not only is this less than the women's, but it's way less than last year's semifinal ticket prices, which were $2,885, which is a 91% drop. Some think the reason for the drop is the Final Four teams don't really nearly have as big a fan base as the previous Final Four contenders. For my college basketball fans, this is a rare and affordable chance for us to catch the Final Four live. Don't pass it up.
Thanks, Charles. I may not be able to snag a ticket to the game, but I know exactly what'll make me feel better.
What's that, Cindy?
Some sweet chocolate mousse.
I guess. Today is April 3rd, and that means it's National Chocolate Mousse Day. The decadent dessert has been famous since the 1800s, but its roots go even deeper than that.
According to nationaldaycalendar.com, chocolate was introduced to France around 1615. 100 years later, the French developed the concept of making mousse. It involved beating eggs, cream, or broth till you get a fluffy, airy consistency and adding ingredients to get your desirable dish. Over time, one of those ingredients became chocolate, and voila, chocolate mousse was born.
That sounds pretty creative, but I might just be a sports guy, but I just want the championship tickets.
And that, Armando, is where we agree to disagree. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.